What's going on, guys? This is Greg with NC Forestry, mulching and land clearing. All I gotta do is own one heck of a difficult job. The old CMO. $299. Let's get 1,000 hours in that head. Good job. Teeth need to be sharp. Besides that, it'll be okay. So, okay, I got my phone the wrong way here. I'm left-handed. So I started this job for a construction company, and they're putting in a pipe. If you can see it down there. What they're having to do is they are having to put in a pipe for a sewage outfall line, which goes about a mile and a half, something like that. My job was to come in, mulch everything down. These woods here looked like this and all that through there. So when you do a commercial job, you have clear limit stakes that they basically, the surveyors come in, they stake off where the work's going to be done, they find the center. Then in this particular case, they had a 40-foot clear limit. So if you notice, there's trees here, right here, that we had to cut. I actually got hired to do the forestry mulching, not to be a logger, but you see that. It was probably over 70 or 80 of these big trees throughout here. Some of them you can't see because I mulched them completely down. And you just, there's one there, there's one there. They're just staggered everywhere through here. This was the most difficult job I think I've done this far in my mulching career. So we had to come in. My job was to mulch the entire thing. This has been a big learning curve for me. I've done lots of commercial jobs, but I've never done one to this extent, especially being a small business. But I learned a lot, and it's been a ride, I can tell you that. I actually sold off the lumber that I got. I probably made $5 grand, maybe. I pretty much broke even, is all I did. So I wanted to kind of show you. So they make these clear limit stakes. So you got one here, and of course your silt fence is here, so that's where the other clear limit stake was. They've already put the silt fence on the downhill side, and they're supposed to come back and put gravel or riprap right here for drainage. This is through wetlands, and this job is not to be, you know, this is not someone's backyard, so it doesn't have to be fancy, which don't look bad. They're going to come through the center here. They're going to go a mile and a half, whatever it is, through here, and they've got to put a line in because they built the building across the interstate, and they have to have the line put in for that building, the sewage line. And so our job was to come in and mulch the entire place. So you see a clear limit stake here that's fallen. I just knocked it down a minute ago. Let me put it back up. All right. So you see that there was orange stakes here, but I've chopped them up and everything else because you couldn't help it. This was a total disaster of a job, to be honest with you. It was so difficult. We had to hand cut most of this hill. all this, the terrain is definitely, you see the elevation difference. I mean, it's my hands leveled out right there. It's pretty steep, muddy, aggravating, tearing crap up, tires, rebar, you name it, it is in this job. And I guess for some of you guys that, you know, think that commercial jobs is always going to be like gravy and, you know, you make a lot and this, that, and the other, well, you do, you come out all right, but you are up against the wall, because I can tell you one thing right now, whatever you put in that contract is what they're going to go by. If you shoot yourself in the foot and sell yourself short, then basically you are doomed, because you're under a contract to finish this job. If you roll out, I don't know what they'll do, because I've never rolled out, but this was all thick vegetation through here. Now they've come through here with a 320 cat several times. They got one of those dump trucks on tracks. They've come through taking materials around different places. We pretty much, there's a clear limit stake. You see the trees cut right there, it was on it. You know, we have to stand at one stake, look at the next stake, make sure everything that's inside is gone. Now if it's on the line, you know, we play that by sight, because if majority of the trees inside, it goes. If majority of the trees on the outside and it's on the line, you leave it. Because basically the silk fence comes right in front of the stakes. So I've been on this job. I thought it was going to take me 2 weeks. It's taking me a month and a few days. That's another thing to always consider, is what if? Because we have had rain. I didn't know that I was going to have to log this land. And yeah, I could have done a job change order in the beginning, but I'm not going to walk through this. This is just murk is all this is. But I want you to see the other side down there, if you can. So way down there, there's the interstate way down there. It turns, it goes back this way. I've already mulched that. It's done. We had to come through here, mulch this hillside down all the way. Man, you talking about something, you feel like a devil's testing you. He tested me on this job, and I am done. It's not, this job's not for looks. It's for them to get in. And the way they look at it is, on a job like this goes through wetlands. So the environmentalists, all these people that's worried about the environment, they love mulchers, because you don't really tear anything up. You just grind the stuff up and it's instant erosion control. See, just like that hill right there. So the thing you got to watch out for, this is wetlands. And we had to drop every one of these big trees. I mean, I'm talking about some of them was 50-inch in diameter. That's big for me. We had to drop these trees in 40 foot. And if they went out of the 40 foot, we had to go get them without tearing up the outside. You see here, we didn't go get that one. We just ground it with the excavator with the mulcher. Now we used a Bobcat E85 with a Fecon head for the hillside mulching. If I could have came in here and just did nothing but forestry mulching, I'd have been gone a month ago. It literally took me 3 days to mulch this entire thing, if those big trees would not have been in the way. Since they were in the way, it's taking a little bit longer, but it's been a learning curve, and it hadn't been that bad. I got my landscape crew out here. They cut down the big trees. We sawed them up in logs. We hauled them to the mill. We kind of played it that way, and it's kind of the way it went. But the terrain, so all this land, this is field. So this company that owns this land is a large construction company. I'm out here, all this land is nothing but construction company's land. So I'm out here, you know, this may be a construction company, that may be a construction company, so you got to be careful, because it's not, you know, you don't know who's watching you, you don't know who's around. You always got eyes on you somewhere. Probably got somebody watching me right now talking about how stupid I look. But this is field, as you can tell, because when they did a highway project down in Charlotte, they brought all this material here. The company that owns this land, they brought all this material here and dumped it. This used to be level. This used to be, they started dumping here at the creek. And from my understanding, it's made I think the environmental people are kind of on them to get it cleaned up. Tires, the more you dig in this, you find rebar, you find, I mean, you got to be careful when you take on a job like this. You got to have a service truck or someone that's willing to come out and help you if you get in a bind when it comes to your when it comes to actually breaking down. Things can get costly, and that's why you charge top prime dollar. So if it goes good, you made good. If it don't go as well, you still made money, but you come out okay. You know, you didn't go broke. And whatever your overhead is what you would charge based off of whatever you think your numbers are. I've had a few people comment on here and say, hey, you did a video talking about pricing, you didn't give us a price. Well, I don't have to give you a price. It's not my position to give anybody a price for work. But if you notice, the creek down here, it runs the creek. This entire project runs a creek. It runs all the way beside the silt fence. It keeps going. And then you have to cross the creek again. I completed the other side of the road. There's another little back road here. We had to do a job with those guys were working. I showed you in the beginning. And I completed that in a day. There's a bunch of beautiful walnut trees in here. But basically, there's a company, the environmental companies, well, the state, the government. Let me retract that statement. They monitor these creeks. The clear limit lines, which are the stakes, they're not gonna put a silt fence uphill. They don't need to. They put it downhill. But those stakes represent the farthest I can get out and work. That's the farthest I can go. Now, of course, you go out just a little bit. Like there's a stake here, and I do a little grinding there. They're not worried about that. They don't want you down out of there. That white flag and that white flag is your warning. So, okay, you're here. Get on back up the hill, you know. That pink flags that are down there, there's a pink flag on the side of that tree. Those represent the stream buffer. So these white flags are 50 feet from that stream. Those pink flags are 25 feet from that stream. If you get too close and you do damage to that creek, they're going to take care of you, making you pay a fine. So kind of wanted to just kind of go over the job, show it to you. It come out pretty good. It don't look bad. You know, it's definitely been hell, but you know, nothing's easy. And I forgot that tree right there. I got to get it. See, because there's a clear limit stake. Clear limit stake. I got to get this one right here. I'll get it in just a moment. But I'm finally finished with the video shoot, with the job, and I just basically wanted you guys to understand. Sometimes, and even this company, they're a big construction company. They do a lot of jobs across the state of North Carolina. And they told me, they were like this, they felt like that they were, it's bad luck, you know. They say it's bad luck to dig in a cemetery or to go through, you know, a burial ground or whatever. I'm sure it is, but he said they felt like the whole time they've been on this job, that's what they've been on, because it's been nothing but problems for them. Because it's wetlands, they have to put down mats. For each time they go with that big machine, has to be a mat laid in front of it. So there's a lot more to these jobs than a lot of guys think. It's not just I'm gonna come out here and mulch, make quick money, and get out of here. Nope. It's a process, and it's enjoyable. It's fun working outside, but you know, you got to make sure that you got enough capital to tote this job, because it takes them a while to pay you. And you're at their mercy. When you're out here, you are at their mercy. They will, if you do something to screw up, you got to fix it before they'll pay you. I mean, a lot of times their subcontractor agreements state a lot of this stuff. So I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you guys are thriving. I know that there's a talk about the coronavirus spreading around, and you know, I'm out here in the woods. I don't think the trees can give it to me. I'm not eating any bats. I'm not in a laboratory anywhere, so I feel like I'm pretty blessed to be able to work outside and kind of away from people. I love people. I love being around them. I love helping others, but right now is a good time to hunker down and take care of your hygiene. And man, I sound like a government, don't I? But it is a good time to protect yourself, no doubt. And you know, I think it's being blown out of proportion to an extent, but you still got to take precautions. But like I said, I hope you guys are really doing good. I hope your businesses are thriving. If you have a business, if some of you follow my channel just to hear me talk and blab and learn a little bit, then that's great too. That's what it's here for. So I have not made $1 off of this. So basically, I got to grind that one tree, and I'm going home because it's Friday, and I got to go home and be with my family. I got a 4-month-old, and I got a 12-year-old, and I got a beautiful wife that I'm going home to. So you guys take care. I hope to make a video here soon again, and hopefully we'll have something else going for you so you can learn from it. Take care. Bye.